Welcome back to the campus of Kearney High School here in Kearney, Missouri for tonight's ESPN3 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Hayden, the clash of the Bulldogs tonight, the Grandview Bulldogs and the Kearney Bulldogs, as both look to end their regular season on a high note. Good evening and welcome. I'm Nick Westerfield, joined alongside once again by Hayden Walter. Hayden, this is a matchup that I'm really excited for. A few really exciting players on both sides here. Let's take a look at who's going to be making an impact. For the home team, all four seniors on senior night.
Yeah, Nick, Ryan O'Connor, Wyland Dew, Jacob Stevens, and Cade Schwarzenbach all starting tonight as they look to perform well on senior night.
And let's take a look just real quick at the Kearney keys to victory.
And the Kearney keys to victory are ball control. Kearney must take care of the basketball against Grandview's press tonight. Grandview runs tons of those presses and will start early on. Secondly, execute offensively. Make sure Brennan Watkins gets going, get some momentum, and then let the other pieces build off of that. And finally, defend and rebound. Kearney will need Jacob Stevens and Wyland Dew to continue surging on defense and get some key takeaways. Also, they'll need Ashton Holloway to dominate in the paint and use his size versus Grandview.
And speaking of Grandview, leading the way for the other Bulldogs, sophomore forward Taj Manning.
Yeah, Manning averages around 15.5 points per game, and at 6'7" will be a huge present tonight for Grandview.
Well, if Grandview is going to get going and end their regular season on a high note, what are they going to have to do?
Well, the Grandview keys to victory are dominate the paint. Tons of size on this roster. They must use that to their advantage and dominate the paint. And we might even see a couple of dunks tonight. Secondly, fast pace. Grandview has an up-tempo offense mixed with size and speed. Run the court and don't slow down. And finally, don't overlook. Grandview's definitely the favorite to win this one, but they can't overlook Kearney because they have tons of experience and have beaten some really good teams.
And we're back here in Kearney, Missouri for tonight's ESPN3 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Hayden, a matchup between two really good teams, like we said. I want to get your thoughts here. You know, obviously they played earlier on in the season, and Grandview kind of took that one pretty handily, a 19-point defeat there. You know, Grandview's got a lot of great players on their side. Their starters tonight, Jordan McGee, Taj Manning, Keenan Hayes, Reggie King, and Reggie Morris. You know, it's just interesting because obviously there's so much talent, and yet there seems to be kind of a drop-off when you get to the Kearney side of the ball.
Yeah, and then 4 of those starters are over 6 foot. Kearney is going to have to deal with that, and the Kearney starters are at guard, Brennan Watkins. Also at guard, number 2, Wyland Dew. At guard, number 4, Ryan O'Connor. At forward, Jacob Stevens. And at center, Cade Schwarzenbach. So Kearney having their seniors start tonight. It is senior night. Everyone up there's a senior besides Brennan Watkins.
Well, and I think this is a good move, too. just strategically as well. Just, you know, you get a little bit more height when you get Jacob Stevens and Cade Schwarzenbach starting in that lineup, and that's going to be really important as they try and combat a very tall Grandview Bulldog offense.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to deal with that size, and I think they have a good lineup to do it. They have some really good defensive players in Wyland Dew and Jacob Stevens who can run the court, get some turnovers, and they're definitely going to need to do that tonight against Grandview.
Oh, I think it's important. I think forcing those mental errors is going to be a big factor if the Kearney Bulldogs want to take this one tonight. As we gear off here for tip-off.
Cade Schwarzenbach getting his first start tonight.
Yeah, him and Taj Manning head-to-head here.
Those are two tall dudes right there, Nick.
Two pretty tall guys. And no one won it there. They're gonna retry that one. I think that's the first one we've seen all season that didn't actually go one way or the other.
So they're gonna try again.
And this one won by Kearney and Cade Schwarzenbach.
Huge crowd here tonight for senior night.
Watkins working on Hayes. Now O'Connor over to Stevens, fouled as he shoots. No good, he will head to the line for two.
And Kearney's gonna try to get some early points up here against Grandview. They're gonna have to get that early lead.
That's another one of those things that's really important. Grandview is a team that can outrun you and they can outlast you as well. So if you can get up early, it's really gonna help your chances as Jacob Stevens nails that first one.
Well, Kearney got up early against Grandview last time. They weren't able to hold on as Grandview outscored them 39-7 in the third quarter. So they're gonna have to play all 4 quarters here tonight.
Morris, back out to McGee. Now Hayes with it. Back out to Morris. And Manning called for a travel. Inbounding now for the Bulldogs, it's going to be Wyland Dew.
And you don't see that a lot from Manning. Never gets called for traveling. He gets called there.
Well, he's a real polished player, and a lot of these guys over on the Grandview side are really well-coached team.
Well, and he's a sophomore, so he has some learning to do.
Dew, three-pointer, won't go. Rebounded by Stevens. Watkins now. His shot, that one won't go. Rebounded by, that's Reggie King.
And that's one of Brennan Watkins' favorite shots to take. That little floater, that one doesn't fall.
McGee with it. Back over to Morris. Three-pointer, good!
And Grandview hits their first 3 of the night as they have the 2-point lead.
And that's Reggie Morris Jr., the son of Grandview head coach Reggie Morris. And 10-second violation called here on Kearney, just not able to beat the full court.
And I imagine Grandview is going to do a lot of full court pressing. Kearney was not able to get by that in the Smithville game, and we were talking about how more teams are going to do that. It seems like they are here early on.
Keenan Hayes with it. Back over to McGee. It's Manning, three-pointer, good!
And there's no stopping this team once they get hot. When all cylinders get rolling, it seems like everything gets drained.
Watkins a 3 of his own, that one won't go. Wants a foul, won't get it. McGee. Long three-pointer, that one won't fall. Hits their own rebound, that's Reggie King on the inside with a nice putback.
Great putback there, and also a great pick from Manning at the start of that play.
And a foul called on Grandview. A reach in. First foul of the night for the Grandview, excuse me, second foul of the night on the Grandview Bulldogs. That's Keenan Hayes. O'Connor, three-pointer, That one won't go. I think that would have been a 2. I think his toe was on the line. Inside, King won't go. He'll head to the line.
King, a proficient free throw shooter as he heads to the line for 2.
First foul of the night for the Bulldogs. That one's Jacob Stevens. First try from the line. That one falls for King.
And Kearney can't let Grandview get too huge of a lead. They might want to start to think about maybe bringing in Ashton Holloway to try to limit some of that size advantage from Grandview.
King's second try, that one goes as well.
You see the full court press again.
And almost didn't get it out either. And stolen. That's McGee with a steal and an immediate put up. Grandview now leads 12-1. A timeout forced. Coach Stegman forced to call a timeout, excuse me. Can't really let this one continue the way it's going. An 11-point lead way early.
Yeah, smart timeout by Coach Stegman to kind of regroup. Grandview, they just have more athleticism right now, and it's really showing.
Well, it's a little worrisome. You're only 2.5 minutes in, and like you said, Kearney was able to get off to a pretty good start in the last matchup between these two teams, and they don't have that luxury so far tonight.
Yeah, down 11 points early on in the first quarter is not somewhere Kearney wants to be. Not a team that has really came back much from, these faults early on. We'll see if they can do it, though.
Watkins over to O'Connor. Back over to Watkins. And poked out by Jordan McGee. That one's going to go out of bounds. Kearney will retain possession.
This Grandview defense is just everywhere right now.
Kearney has just been completely unable to beat this press. Island 2 over to O'Connor. O'Connor working on McGee. Over to Watkins. His try, that one, that goes.
Great pick by Jacob Stevens. A nice lay-in from Brennan Watkins as Kearney cuts into this Grandview lead.
Smith over to, not quite sure. McKee back with it now. And it's Manning with it now, working on Schwarzenbach. And he attempted to put it out on Jacob Stevens. Schwarzenbach hit it up back with it.
Good job by Schwarzenbach staying in bounds there.
Almost stolen there by Camden Smith. O'Connor's floater, that one will not fall. Rebounded by Smith. And a mass substitution coming in here for the Bulldogs.
Well, unfortunately, it's a good call having some of the seniors start, but they just don't have too much experience, so Kearney's bringing in their usual starting lineup.
And momentarily stolen by Stevens, and he just is not able to stay in bounds. Really good moves down there in the post by Reggie Morris Jr. So all of the seniors are going to sub out now. Really sticking together inside now for the Bulldogs. It's going to be Brennan Watkins, Drew Gentry, Dawson Minard, Ashton Holloway, and Tyler Carr.
And we'll see if this can change things up for Kearney.
Morris is inbound. Over to Manning. Now King. Back over to Morris. His shot, that one won't go. Not sure what's going to be called here. Probably a jump ball, Hayden.
Yeah, and Camden Smith was wanting a foul on that one. He wasn't too happy with Brennan Watkins.
And Taj Manning now to inbound. Manning over to King. And stolen by Kyler Carr. And put back out of bounds on Camden Smith.
Referee getting a little bit of that one. Kearney will get possession.
Drew Gentry to inbounds. Inbound, excuse me. Gentry over to Watkins. Back out to Minard. Kicks back out to Gentry. Now back to Watkins. And a blocking foul called here on Grandview. Watkins thought it was on the floor before, or excuse me, after the shot.
Yeah, I think that should have been an and one.
Watkins inbound over to Holloway. His drive, that one, that goes.
And there's the Ashton Holloway effect. They needed that size in the paint. They get it with him.
Manning, jump shot over Holloway, that one falls.
Wow, that is a pretty jump shot from Manning.
And like we said earlier, one of the more polished players over on the Grandview side. He's just a really special player.
And it's crazy to think that he's only a sophomore. Imagine how much better he's going to get in the next 2 years.
A really nice play there by Keenan Hayes to poke the ball out. Transition, fast break, layup, nice pass too.
Well, they're just killing Kearney in the transition game. And turnovers, of course.
Over to Watkins. Thought about it. Carr now. Over to Gentry. Back out to Minard. Floater, that one, that falls.
So Dawson Minard gets on the board.
The shot from Morris, that one falls.
And those shots are so huge to make right after Kearney thought they were getting something going maybe. They deflate all their momentum.
Foul called on Grandview. That would be Keenan Hayes, his second of the night.
And he can't get into foul trouble, one of the better players on this Grandview team. As you've seen tonight, he's had a couple of steals and some really great plays.
Watkins working on Smith, over to Carr now.
Some
Watkins
confusion there
now
between Holloway and Watkins.
Minard, another floater, won't go. Rebounded by Camden Smith. And rebounded by Manning as he just out-muscles everybody. And one opportunity now here for Taj Manning.
And you see the swagger there from Manning after that amazing play.
So Manning's going to head to the line for one. And we're going to take another look at that play there by Taj Manning. Sends him to the line. Right after this free throw attempt, that one won't go. Rebounded by Dawson Minard.
Kearney's just have to make more sharp passes to get past this fast break.
And you see it right there, a little confusion on the offense. Fortunately, a foul called on Camden Smith.
Well, the offense just isn't clicking right now for Kearney. They're usually a three-point offense. They haven't shot one.
Well, you know, Hayden, I think if there's one thing you can say that is positive for the Kearney Bulldogs, it's not that. It's the amount of fouls that they've drawn, on a really good Grandview basketball team. We talked earlier about how polished they were and how in shape Reggie Morris has them. 5 fouls so far. That's not something you see very often between those two teams.
Well, yeah, but free throws are not going to win this one for Kearney, and they know that. They need the big play. They haven't gotten it yet.
It's Morris. Jump shot, that one falls.
And it seems like there is no weakness to this Grandview offense as everything is falling.
Minard, and it's stolen by McGee. His try, that one won't go. Rebounded by Manning, almost put back up for a dunk.
And he can dunk, we've seen it.
And miscommunication by the Bulldogs. That's gonna give them a backcourt violation. Reggie Morris thought it was touched by a Kearney Bulldog. We're taking another look at that last play by the Bulldogs, the Grandview Bulldogs, that is.
Just a great jump shot as everything's going right for Grandview. Reggie Morris checking out.
Watkins, floater, won't go. Rebounded by McGee.
And Brennan Watkins struggling right now for Kearney. They're gonna need him to get going. You know, in times of need for Kearney, it usually seems like Brennan Watkins steps up.
We haven't seen a lot of that tonight. Going into the second quarter, Grandview leads 22-7. We'll be right back for the second quarter of play. And we're back here in Kearney, Missouri for tonight's ESPN3 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Hayden, 22-7 here after that first quarter of play. Not exactly what Kearney was looking for. What can they do to kind of get back in here?
Well, I think just beating that half-court press will be something that they need to do. And once they get past that, then it's kind of open game. It's kind of getting past just that one step at a time.
The inbound here from Dawson Minert. Over to Ryan O'Connor. Working on McGee. Back out to Minert. His try swatted by Taj Manning.
Wow, he is just an all-around amazing player in Taj Manning.
And gets a solid rebound there in the transition.
He is just absolutely dominating this game, Nick.
Now do with it. Back out to Stevens. O'Connor now. Screen by Stevens. O'Connor under the basket. That one goes.
Nice reverse layup from Ryan O'Connor. As he's had some less playing time of late. He started the season starting, and he did a really great job.
And a three-pointer made there by McGee. Extends the lead to 25-9.
Yeah, it just seems like anytime Kearney gets a little momentum, Grandview goes down and hits a bigger shot.
And Deuce try and transition goes there. It's Morris. Back out to McGee. Now Manning. Back to Morris Jr. Back over to McGee. Now King inside, working on Stevens. His try, that goes.
Well, King was heavily being guarded by Jacob Stevens there. Great job by him to overcome that.
And we're going to take another look at that last basket made by Ryan O'Connor.
You see the reverse layup there, Ryan O'Connor. And once he gets going, he can be a threat, especially with Brennan Watkins out right now. He's going to have to step up.
Well, looking at that replay, I don't think he knew exactly where he was on the floor. Kind of looked up, oh, there's the basket.
Well, hey, it went in.
O'Connor almost stripped by McGee. Now Holloway. Watkins back out to Holloway. Working on Manning. Now Stevens breaks loose and put out on Reggie King. Kearney retains possession.
So the ball swiped from Stevens there. Brendan Watkins will inbound.
Watkins, Holloway, now Watkins again. Back out to O'Connor. Now Dew, screened by Stevens. And steps out of bounds, Grandview takes back over.
And you know, when Kearney's working inside, it seems like things are going right. Most of their points are there. I think they need to keep trying to work down low.
Well, like you said, still without a three-point attempt even from the Bulldogs. The Kearney Bulldogs, that is. Grandview's made a couple. It's rare to see something like that. A lot of the points from Kearney come from the three-pointer.
And I'm not sure why. It just doesn't seem like their offense is their offense right now. They're trying to do too much.
Hey, I don't think they're getting any open looks.
Yeah, they definitely aren't. This Grandview defense is all over them, and more credit to Grandview.
Inside, nice basket there by Reggie King over Jacob Stevens. Dew over to O'Connor. Breaks loose, his try, swatted by Manning.
Another swat from Taj Manning.
Morris Jr. working on Watkins.
Wow, that swat was just nasty.
You're going to see a lot of that for a guy who's 6'7".
I'm hoping we see a couple dunks.
And Morris stripped by Jacob Stevens. A foul called, though.
So under Stevens. 5 to play here in the second quarter.
That's Stevens' second foul of the night, the fourth for the team.
Both teams playing pretty cleanly, only 9 fouls in total.
Morris Jr. long two, that one won't go. I think an over the back will be called there. Wyland Dew came down a little awkward. That could be something to pay attention to.
Yeah, they can't lose Wyland Dew, one of the better defenders on this team.
Meanwhile, foul called on Reggie King for that over the back.
Dew looks like he's okay, though.
Watkins over to O'Connor, three-pointer, good!
Well, there it is. We were talking about the three-point shot from Kearney. They get their first one from Ryan O'Connor.
And I think that's really important just because you go forward and you've got a little bit more momentum now from behind the arc. Manning working on Holloway. Inside, it's Morris. That one, that goes. 31-14 now the score here in Kearney.
Morris just able to bully the Bulldogs there on the inside and get that one in.
Well, and you've seen that a lot tonight. A real big size advantage here on the Grandview side of things.
Yeah, they're just outmanning them.
We're going to take another look at that three-pointer from Ryan O'Connor.
You see he has the wide open look from the corner, and that one is swished.
You know, when you can find an open look like that, that's kind of what we talked about, just not able to really make any shots or really even attempt them just because they're not getting any of those open looks. They finally get one there, and Ryan O'Connor capitalizes. Brendan Watkins is now going to head to the line for a 1-and-1. First one falls.
Watkins truly amazing from the free throw line. He's shooting 89% from there this season.
Makes both of them there. Manning over to McGee. Now Hayes. His shot won't go, rebounded by Minert.
Coach Stegman wanted a foul called there.
Gentry now. Back to Minert, near midcourt. Watkins, three-pointer, good!
Well, here's the Kearney offense right now. Brennan Watkins drains that three. He has 7 points, and the threes are starting to fall for Kearney.
And a 5-on-4 here. Watkins, another three-pointer. Good!
Wow, back-to-back threes from Brennan Watkins. And now Kearney is 3 for 3 from 3 with Watkins and Ryan O'Connor hitting their shots.
You know, I think moving forward, though, that's a lot of momentum. All of a sudden, you're only down 9 points when it kind of seemed like the world was falling apart. And right now, you're in it more than you have been. You can take a look here on that screen. A couple of those three-pointers made by Watkins. That last one just in the zone. You've got someone, you know, screaming right towards you and still able to kind of capitalize on another open look that they found. That's really going to be important going forward, Hayden, and we can talk about that all night. Getting those open looks against a really solid, tight defense team here like Grandview. Going to be really important going forward if you want any chance of coming away with a win.
Well, yeah, and once Watkins and O'Connor and most of Kearney's guards get open shots, they knock them down most of the time. I think now you start working the ball definitely to Brennan Watkins, as he is a streaky player, and he is on one of those hot streaks right now.
Well, we didn't say anything about it, but that last three-pointer made by Watkins was on a 5 versus 4. One of Grandview players had fallen down, and he couldn't make it back up the court in time. And Watkins and the Bulldogs offense able to capitalize. So Reggie Morris Jr. to head the line for 2. That's the first foul of the night on Brennan Watkins. And the first one, that falls.
Grandview's lead to 10 now. As Camden Smith checks back in for Grandview.
Second try from Junior. That one falls as well.
He made those free throws look easy.
The Bulldogs once again executing the full court press, Minor with it near half court. Over to Watkins, three-pointer. Good!
No, he didn't. 3 straight threes from Brennan Watkins, as he has 13 points now and just blowing our minds.
And Hayden, that's probably the best way you can answer right there. Another contested three-point make from Taj Manning.
Well, Taj Manning sees Brennan Watkins drain one. He goes, I can do that, and he answers.
Watkins, now Carr. And shot swatted away by Reggie King.
And they could have called traveling there on Tyler Carr. They don't. Nonetheless, Grandview gets the ball.
Smith, Manning now, working on Holloway. Morris Jr. inside, Manning, and there he throws it down.
That's the dunk we were waiting for from Taj Manning. You don't see that a lot in high school basketball, but when it happens, wow.
He kind of saw that one coming too, right? He kind of had that look in his eyes. Minor looking to create. Drew Gentry resets, now Watkins from the top of the key. Screen from Holloway. And he loses it momentarily. We'll see what's called here. I think it might be a jump ball. And possession will go in Grandview's favor here on that jump ball call.
Great effort by Ashton Holloway on that play.
You see right here, Taj Manning throwing it down there on Tyler Carr.
Just shocking everyone in the crowd. And that's not just a regular dunk. That was a dunk with intensity on it.
I feel like it's kind of like a metaphorical hammer almost, if you will, kind of towards that comeback that the Bulldogs were working on.
Under 30 to play in the half.
Morris Jr.
Grandview's just going to hold this one out and take the final shot. If I'm Grandview, I'm definitely giving the ball to Taj Manning.
Morris Jr. Jump shot, that one won't go, put out of bounds.
And that's not a good job by Grandview. They had time to get a better shot. He kind of just forces that one up there, and it doesn't work out.
Last try there from Minard. That one won't go. 38-25 the score here at halftime. Hayden, what are your thoughts on that first half of basketball?
Well, you know, it was good back and forth basketball. Grandview came out with a huge lead in the first quarter. Kearney able to chip in a little bit in the second quarter, hit some key threes. Brennan Watkins hitting 3 of those and Ryan O'Connor the other one. But, you know, Taj Manning has just been so monstrous for Grandview. Any glimpse of Kearney hope he has taken down.
Well, you know, it's really crucial there, too, because that comeback looked promising. Grandview leads Kearney 38-25. We'll be right back for the second half of action.
MU orthopedic surgeons and Liberty Hospital are working together to bring you the most advanced sports medicine care in the Northland. Together, our joint effort in orthopedics can treat everything from sports injuries to total joint replacement. And new to the team is Dr. Chris Reams, who specializes in shoulders and elbows. To learn more about MU orthopedic surgeons at Liberty Hospital, visit libertyhospital.org. MU orthopedic surgeons.
Precision Chiropractic, treating bulldogs of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Schedule your $25 new patient visit today. Contact us at 816-635-2645 or find us online at precisionchiro.org.
Ready, set, sign up. The 4th annual Liberty.
Sometimes you just need a little motivation.
Presented by Hy-Vee is Saturday, March 7th.
Setting your sights on getting back to a better you. That's what the Liberty Hospital Half Marathon and Jewel 5K is all about. Come join your friends and family for the Northland's premier fun and fitness event. Go online and sign up today. Come and run back to a better life.
When people ask me why they should shop at Price Chopper, I tell them our meat is cut fresh daily by real butchers. Our produce is triple inspected and in stock. We give you the most value because the weekly ad is full of great deals. And you can choose to earn discounts on food or save on fuel at more than 80 Quick Trip locations. Plus, I like knowing that I work for and shop at a store that's owned by local Kansas City families.
ESPN 3 High School Basketball Game of the Week is brought to you by TDR Auto Plaza, the Kearney Clinic and Liberty Hospital, Clay County Savings Bank, Costantino's Price Chopper, Precision Chiropractic, Free Zag and Turf, Canning Orthodontics, Pizza Shop, ALCD and Cooling, Kearney Dental, Guaranteed Rate, the Meadows at Greenfield, Siler Construction, and the Coleman's Home Team.
Sophomore wrestler Eli Ashcroft spent all season preparing to become a 2-time state champion.
You know, as a head coach, this is actually my second opportunity to have a freshman state champion, and the last one turned into a 4-time state champion. So I know Eli came in originally, and that was one of his goals. So it was a fun ride to come in and, you know, for him to achieve that goal.
Yeah, so as a freshman, winning a state title really is rare. So being a part of any kid winning a state championship it's a special occasion, and it's one of those things you always remember. And you're obviously you're super excited for the kid. And, but like I said, as a freshman, it's really rare, so it makes it even kind of more of a special moment, because now you're kind of pursuing this perfection of, you know, 4 straight years with state titles and things, and I know that's what Eli's goal is.
Just the rush and the adrenaline of being out there, just really cool feeling. Just the excitement and the pressure of it all. I love it.
Becoming a state champ changed Eli's role with the team.
I think for him, as far as the day-to-day, it's been the same. I know I'm just assuming for him. Obviously now on his mind, he's got probably a few more expectations. Last year it was, hey, let's hope we can achieve this goal. This year it's, now in his mind, obviously it's an expectation to repeat.
We didn't have Eli in our club system as a little guy, so he was trained in a different club, and that means that kind of when that first year there's a getting to know you phase of like, hey, here's what we kind of do here, and how can we blend what you've already developed in your game into what our philosophy is. And I think this year we've gotten even more of a blend going where he's adding things to his game that's making him even that much more dominant.
I'd say I'm more of a leader, more of an example for the team, and just feel a little more comfortable around everything. We just wanted to just all around get better, and that meant working out longer and doing the extra stuff on the side. I'd say last year I was like more of a baby Yoda kind of vibe, and this year I'm like a older Yoda sort of thing, more wise.
Eli's wisdom transfers over to his work ethic as well.
I think what Eli does that sets him apart is he's a self-starter. He's self-motivated, and I think that's a common characteristic of any successful athlete is they don't require constant prodding and pushing from an outside source like a coach. We tell Eli what we need him to do, and he goes to the corner and he does his work.
Just what I do outside of the room is a big part. It's not just what you do inside the rest of the room. It's what you go home and do, the little details.
Ethic all year round. To get to that level, it's not just the 3 months out of the year. Working every single day, it's not something that happened in 3 months his freshman year. It's something that's, he was gaining towards since he was 6 years old.
Over the weekend, Eli won his second straight state championship. For KHS TV, this is Colin McNeely.
Macy Higgins, a KHS senior, is a BBN director, a team leader for KHS TV, and has won many broadcasting awards throughout her high school career.
I don't know if I can pick just one accomplishment for Macy, but the culmination of where she started, even in 9th grade when I first had her in class, to her sophomore year to now. I mean, there's definitely been a huge growth in what she's learned and what she can produce, and leadership skills too. So there's not one thing, but she's sure won a whole heck of a lot of awards too, so that's nice.
Ready, 3. My biggest accomplishment through KHS TV was probably I placed superior at nationals in Chicago last year, and then I placed excellent at nationals in DC this year. and just getting to direct on ESPN.
I think Macy will go so far in the journalism aspect of life. She already is far. She just got that Kaufman job thing, which is an amazing opportunity for her. And she's such a hard worker. I know that she's gonna just excel in life no matter what she does.
Macy has helped me on the journalism side. I guess getting me involved in journalism. She kind of had a role in that. She's been a really good friend over the past 3-4 years since we've met. I don't think we would have been as good as friends as we were if it wasn't because of journalism, because we've spent so much time through journalism and after journalism and all that. But yeah.
Macy is one of my closest friends. I love how she treats everybody. She's always in a happy mood, and she's always makes me feel better about myself and makes me feel happy. Macy is just a great friend.
So something I will miss about Macy is she always has great stories that she tells at a very high level volume. And that's just like one thing. I mean, there's lots of things that I'll miss about her. She has been really reliable, especially the older she's gotten, the further she's gotten into the program and taken on more responsibilities. She's been really reliable, and just knowing that when we give her an assignment, it's going to be taken care of at the highest level. But I'll miss the stories for sure at high volume.
What am I going to miss about Macy? I'll miss TikToks from Macy. I'll miss being able to walk places down the hallway, like to like Fifth Hour and stuff with Macy, because I mean those are always fun. I mean, we sit in sports, entertainment, arts, and kind of talk to ourselves. But I'll miss how she helps me do graphics, or like helps me with features, or like if we're ever at games and stuff together, she'll like, we can talk. We have that like bond, but like I'll just miss the like friendship with Macy that grew over the past 3-4 years.
If I could change anything about my time with Kearney journalism, I would definitely want to go back and get ESPN my sophomore year, because it's been so much fun broadcasting onto ESPN instead of just Bulldog Broadcasting Network on YouTube, and I'm really upset that I only got a year to do that. But
for KHS TV, I'm Gabriel Kofelt.
And we're back here in Kearney, Missouri for tonight's ESPN 3 high school basketball game of the week. Hayden, Grandview leads Kearney 38-25 after a dominant first quarter, and then also at the end of the second quarter, they really pulled away once again. Hey, what do you think? How is Kearney going to get back into this one?
Well, I think they need to do what they were doing towards the end of that second quarter, and that is get their offense back, get the threes going. That's really where they strive as an offense, get those open shots.
Manning, his try, that one goes.
As Manning continues his huge night here in Kearney.
Minert, now due. Stevens with it. His try won't go, rebounded by McGee. It's Smith. Now McGee. Thought about a three-pointer. Manning with it now. His try, no good. A nice reverse attempt, though.
Trying to copy Ryan O'Connor there.
Now we're going to take another look right there at that first make shot by Brennan Watkins to open up the quarter. Just able to get it past Taj Manning.
Yeah, Manning almost got a hand on that one.
First one at the line, yeah. Good. Manning's second try, that one also good. Minert due. Almost stolen by Manning, poked out of bounds.
Manning is just everywhere right now, and Kearney doesn't know how to stop them.
Watkins with it.
And I'm not really sure why you have Ashton Holloway on the bench. He's been the only one kind of able to contain Manning.
And Watkins' three-pointer right there was blocked, and a pass intended for Taj Manning sailed over his head. Kearney trying to beat the full court press once again.
And in the first half, it was very difficult for Kearney to beat the full court press.
And they had a hard time with it right there. Stolen by Camden Smith. McGee not able to capitalize, and neither is, that's Reggie Morris Jr.
Yeah,
so no points off the turnover.
Grandview.
And Dew lost the ball as well. And a blocking foul called. No good on the shot, though.
Dew shaken up a little after that play.
Well, Hayden, taking a charge in any scenario is difficult.
Yeah, especially against these tall players from Grandview.
It's not going to feel good.
And they got size, too. It's not just how tall they are. A lot of them over 200 pounds.
And a try from McGee. That one good. Watkins now. Minert over to Dew. Back to Minert now. Kearney trying to cut into a 17-point lead. Tyler Carr, easy lay-in, good.
And Tyler Carr, when he gets playing time, he's been phenomenal. Gets his first points of the night.
He's an explosive player for certain.
It's going to be really interesting to see him play next year. I bet his role will step up. Kearney's losing a couple of seniors.
Minert, three-pointer, and tipped.
Wow, look at that lay-in. Almost cherry-picking there a little.
Minert back to Watkins. Foul called on.
It's going to be Reggie King.
Yeah, it looks like Grandview.
Kearney making a big substitution. Ashton Holloway, Ryan O'Connor, and Drew Gentry in.
And now on the floor for Kearney's Drew Gentry, Dawson Minert, Ryan O'Connor, Brennan Watkins, and Ashton Holloway. Not the worst lineup you can have out there, Aiden.
No, that's a really good lineup. You mix the shooting from O'Connor and Watkins to the size of Gentry and Holloway. This is a very good lineup.
Gentry from the top of the key, driving. His shot won't go as he hits the floor.
Yeah, not a smart shot from Gentry.
And the lay-in from Keenan Hayes, no good.
Manning almost got that and dunked it. He didn't, though.
And another three-pointer there from Ryan O'Connor.
He has 8 points as he hit a huge three in the first half. Nails one there.
Yeah, a bit of a scuffle for the ball. I think a jump ball ultimately will be called, and it will be. I think Grandview should get possession here, Aiden.
Ashton Holloway holding his elbow after that one. You love the effort from him.
You know, those plays on the floor can be really dangerous.
Kearney just giving everything they have right now.
And a three-pointer made there from Morris Jr.
Kearney doing a better job breaking that fast break.
Connor Gentry now, and a foul should be called here on Morris Jr.
So Minert's inbound.
Now we're going to take another look at that three-point basket here from Ryan O'Connor. No, excuse me. The three-pointer from Reggie Morris Jr. I apologize.
They have just had open shots all night long and nailing most of them.
Smith with it. Morris Jr. back out to Smith. Thought about it for 1 second.
Almost stolen by Gentry.
And shot airball there from Jr. And put back up ultimately by Reggie King, excuse me.
Reggie King is having himself a night, gets the putback there.
And still trying to break the full court press. Nice pass there from Minard. Gentry shot blocked.
That is the third block shot tonight from Taj Manning.
Yeah, he's just been all over the court, Aiden. You can't really stop him.
As he checks out. So now this is the time for Kearney to start making some plays with Taj Manning out.
Watkins, three-pointer, no good. McGee. And yeah, that's going to be a charge, correct?
Yep, that is a charge there. Both feet down for the Bulldogs.
It's another foul there from Keenan Hayes.
Grandview already has 3 fouls.
And pass sails over Holloway's head. That's hard to do. He's pretty tall. And back into Grandview's possession.
Yeah, Holloway is the tallest player on the Kearney roster.
Camden Smith's shot, that falls.
Nice easy floater for Smith.
And now a 21-point lead here for the Grandview Bulldogs.
Kearney's got to be careful right here.
Outlet pass to Holloway. Now Carr. Carr loses control, and Reggie King's going to come over to steal. Camden Smith now in transition.
Yeah, Carr just losing his handles on that one.
King puts it up, and another make there.
This is almost reminiscent of that first quarter for Grandview, just dominating all around as Kearney calls a timeout.
You see right there, Camden Smith with a nice little floater and cradling the baby almost at the end into that play. Aiden, 23 points, and now the deficit for Kearney. I don't know that this is necessarily insurmountable, but it seems pretty close as you see Reggie King put that one in. He's had a heck of a night too, Hayden.
Well, yeah, I don't think Kearney's out of it. They've had some great comebacks this season, and tonight, wouldn't it be great to close off the season with another comeback? They have the players to do it. Brennan Watkins is going to need to step up, and they're going to need those threes heavily, because that's the only way they're going to be able to win this one, honestly, is with three-point shooting.
They're really going to have to start chucking some almost bad shots up if they're really going to want to get back into this. You know, I hate to say put a bad shot up, but really you're going to have to start forcing things here.
Yeah, that's the position they are in, unfortunately. But like I said, they do have the players. We haven't seen a three from Tyler Carr. He's out there right now with Brennan Watkins and Ryan O'Connor. Those are the three players who are the best three-point shooters on this roster, and they certainly can make a handful of them here very quickly.
And the inbound from Stevens, almost stolen by Grandview. Stevens is able to come back away with it. And Grandview again with a tight and press coverage. Watkins, his try, swatted away, no foul called. Looked like he wanted one. Camden Smith, his shot blocked. And again, no foul called. Camden Smith this time wanted that one.
But Watkins, he was still laying down on the court wanting that foul. You got to get up and finish off the play, because Grandview, they're on a 5-on-4 there. They easily could have gotten some points.
Absolutely, Hayden. And that's something that we've seen a few times so far from this Kearney Bulldog team, as a three-pointer from Morris Jr. is no good, and they're unable to capitalize on a second chance opportunity. It almost seems sometimes like this Kearney team is defeated as O'Connor heads to the floor after a make on that lay-in right there. Not good for a player who's had a concussion so far this season. You see on that screen, he's fouled pretty hard. I don't know that it's anything with his head this time. Never like a hard foul there, though, as he's going to head to the line to make it a 20-point game.
That was a very similar play to what happened in the Liberty North tournament that took O'Connor out for a couple of games. It looks like he will be okay, though, which is really great news.
Maybe a little bit of discomfort in the back region there. And the free throw from O'Connor's good. 20-point lead now for Grandview.
Under a minute to play here in the third quarter.
Smith working on Carr, and that's going to be a backcourt violation.
So Grandview getting a turnover of their own. We've seen a lot of Kearney turnovers. Grandview gets one there.
Well, you know, not a sloppy team in Grandview, and one thing to take notice in, Hayden, is the lack of fouls so far in this game. And early on, Grandview kind of got a little sloppy with it, just a little bit. And they haven't seen so much of that here. 4 fouls in the second half, but Kearney only 2 fouls in the second half. Stevens long two-pointer, that one falls.
Great shot from Jacob Stevens as that cuts the lead to 18. Yeah, not many fouls here in the third quarter. Both teams just kind of settling in.
Camden Smith, McGee inside. And Taj, oh no, excuse me. That's Damian Stevens, a 6'3" junior, just not able to hold on. Watkins working on Smith. And stolen by Smith. They're going to call a foul there on Brennan Watkins. I'm not sure that you can call that, Hayden. It wasn't really necessarily at any fault of Brennan Watkins that he was on the floor there.
Yeah, Watkins just lost that ball, so Grandview's going to get the final shot of the quarter. And it's probably going to be a long three.
Manning, turn around, oh, in and out. I really thought that one might go in. Into the third quarter, Grandview leads 55-37. We're going to take a look at just a few of those plays there on the screen. We'll be right back for your fourth quarter of action. I'm Nick Westerfield, of course, joined alongside by Hayden Walter. And we're back here in Kearney, Missouri for tonight's ESPN3 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Kearney starting off the fourth quarter with possession. Watkins now.
Seems like Grandview's defense just getting a hand on that ball every chance they get.
And they're taking every chance they get as Holloway's shot, just rolls out. It looks like he'll head to the line for two.
And Kearney really wanted that one to fall in. That would have been a huge momentum changer.
Well, on the other side, though, it doesn't fall in. It's a little demoralizing.
Just nothing falling, nothing going right for Kearney.
Holloway, though, hopes to right the ship and get things going in the right direction.
And it can all change in a heartbeat. You know, he nails these 2 free throws. Kearney can get things going pretty fastly.
The first one falls.
In basketball, you have to have short memory and just keep playing because you never know what's going to happen.
The second one from Holloway coming up here soon.
It's Brennan Watkins' wrist, it looks like, is being checked out over there on the sideline.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have Brennan Watkins on the bench.
Yeah, if Kearney has any chance coming back in this one, they're going to need Brennan Watkins and not on the sideline.
Both shots there at the line from Holloway, good. King, his try, no good. Rebounded by Manning. Able to keep it in and poked out by O'Connor. Holloway back with it now.
That was a professional pass from Camden Smith. It was a no-looker and a very hard pass.
Minert. Back out to O'Connor. Three-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Manning.
Well, speak of professionals for Grandview, they sure have had a bunch of them come through their program. Josh Freeman, most notably, played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, he played some high school basketball here at Grandview.
Hayden, I mean, between these two teams, they've got a few, notable guys. Obviously, on the Kearney side, you've got Bo Brinkley, the Tennessee Titans long snapper. You know, he's one of the higher-paid long snappers, too.
And one of the best in the league.
One of the best in the league, for sure. You've got some guys like, Missouri Tiger fan favorite. Tommy Saunders came through Kearney, and really you got Cale Garrett, too, entering the NFL Combine here in just a few days, actually. It's, these two teams have a history of really developing athletes tremendously.
And that just shows how both of these programs have such great activity programs. Any sport, both these teams are very fun to watch.
Manning over to Smith now. Inside, Manning on Holloway, no good, and he'll head to the line for two. Hayden, referee says that he caught a bit of an elbow there, Holloway's hand caught a little bit of an elbow there. I didn't really see it. What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't see much there. They do call it, though, and Manning, he's going to nail all these free throws.
Watkins and McGee now in for Grandview and Kearney, respectively.
There just seems to be no weakness for Manning. He's great at everything.
Yeah, second free throw from Manning, good. Yeah, Manning's certainly one of those, what do you call him, once in every 10 years guy. Not necessarily a once in a lifetime guy. Definitely a special athlete, though, for the Grandview Bulldogs.
I'd go once in every 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
O'Connor with a long three-pointer there, cuts the lead just a little bit. Talk about O'Connor, he's having a heck of a night here on senior night. His second highest scoring outing of the season. Obviously those 19 points against Smithville last week.
And he's been great, started the season as a starter, got moved to a bench player, and he hasn't lost his confidence. He's stayed in there and been a really great team player, and you really love to see him having himself a night.
Watkins His try, I don't think he was even looking at the basket there.
And it almost went in, too.
Morris Jr. trying to design something here with just under 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Well, Kearney has suddenly made it only a 15-point lead. It's certainly not exactly where they'd like to be, Hayden, but a little bit better than the 23-point lead.
Yeah, they still have a chance to come back in this one. They're going to have to beat this fast break, though, and get things going very quickly. Not too much time here. And obviously, they're just going to have to stop Grandview. They haven't been able to do that all game long. You know, they've had some scoring streaks, just not able to stop Grandview on the other hand.
You're going to need, like you said, a little bit more of, you know, some scoring from three, too, if they really want any chance, especially with such a little amount of time left on the clock. Holloway, his shot, that falls, only his second make of the night.
Yeah, not the biggest game for Ashton Holloway, but he has made his presence felt down low. He's been able to guard Manning pretty decently. Not many people can guard him at all.
Manning from the top of the key. Now McGee. Back over to King. Now Manning once again working on Holloway. Over to Smith, three-pointer. That one won't go. Rebounded by Stevens.
And you really like to see Grandview just keeping everything up, keeping that full press going, and they aren't changing anything up. They don't care how much they're up by. They're going to play hard till the end.
Brennan Watkins set to inbound here.
Reggie King checking out for Grandview.
Screen by Ashton Holloway. Back to Holloway now. Watkins, three-pointer. No good, just rolls out. Camden Smith with the rebound.
Well, he just needs that one. As we saw in the first half, he struggled in the first quarter. Once he hit that one, he hit 3 in a row, so that's what Kearney needs now.
And timeout called by Kirk Stegman, looking to get some, just a little bit more going, I think, Hayden. And if you're Kirk Stegman, what are you telling your group of guys?
Well, you know, you hate to say it, but you really just kind of have to throw up some shots. I mean, obviously you want to try to get an open shot, but if you can't, you just need the threes right now, because that's about the only way they're going to end up winning this thing is from the three-point line.
I definitely don't think they're going to be able to cut into this Grandview lead enough with, you know, just a little bit over 3 minutes. I don't think you're going to be able to cut in enough with those two-pointers. I think if you want to get past a 13-point lead, it's going to take a lot of just kind of chucking stuff up, honestly.
Well, and even if they do score a bunch, they just haven't been able to stop Grandview offensively. So they need to shut them down, and they need to get a couple shots rolling. It's going to be a difficult task for them to do, but they can do it. Both
excuse me, 59-46 now the score just now joining us.
Yeah, and both teams are going to head into district play after this one. Both teams expected to make a pretty good run in the postseason.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where Kearney's going to end up as the 1 seed in their district, and it's, you know, whether or not that they're, you know, even if they don't make a big run, it's been a really good season for a lot of these guys. It's been a long time coming too. With, you know, it almost seems like a lot of these guys haven't been able to get any playing time, you know, with the exclusion of Brennan Watkins. This is a really fresh group of guys.
Yeah, and the record is 11-12, but it's really not that bad. They've had one of the strongest schedules out there.
Minor, three-pointer, no good, rebounded by McGee.
Under 3 to play.
McGee. Now Smith. Top of the key is Manning. Back over to McGee now.
Manning called for a pick. He didn't get one.
Manning over to Gant. Smith back with it now. Three-pointer. No good from Morris Jr. Put back up by, that was Stevens that put it back up. Wasn't able to capitalize on another opportunity. Watkins shot no good. Rebounded by Kevin Stith.
And if you're Kearney at this point, you start fouling.
I think, only a 13-point deficit. I think you have to give it at least a little bit of a try, right?
Well, yeah, you definitely have to. That's going to be the only way to win this one, because Grandview, they can just tick this clock out, and they're obviously not in a hurry, and Kearney doesn't seem like they're in a hurry either.
Smith, and he throws it over to nobody in the corner. Just wasn't able to find the person he was looking for there. And now coming in for the Bulldogs, Wyland, Dew, and Ashton Holloway. They're going to have all the seniors out there on the court together one last time in the regular season.
And so that cuts the lead to 11 as Wyland Dew has 4 points on the evening. Under a minute.
Over to King. Now McGee with it. Hayes back out to McGee. And Watkins fouled. That's his third of the night, sixth on the team.
So Kearney starts to foul now, but they did it, I think, a little too late.
I think it's a good finish for the Bulldogs, the Kearney Bulldogs, that is nonetheless. They've cut that lead to only 11 points, and I think that's important going forward towards districts.
Yeah, and it's going to be a long run in districts, but they certainly have the squad to do it. Tons of talent. And coming off this one, there's a lot of things they can improve upon, but overall, pretty decent game for Kearney.
First foul tonight there on Ryan O'Connor. It's going to be Jordan McGee at the line. His try falls. He'll head to the line for another.
And for Grandview, I'm expecting huge things in the postseason from them. They've been lights out all year long. Not many teams able to even hang in with them. So for Kearney to just hang in is something special.
Well, you'd have to expect Grandview makes a really serious run at the Class 3 title. It's just, there's a lot of talent. Raytown South is also a very large threat to it. I think it's really probably going to come down to Raytown South and Grandview. They've both been phenomenal this year.
And Grandview's won back-to-back titles, so they'll look for a three-peat this year.
And a three-pointer from O'Connor, no good. And it looks like they'll just let him dribble it out almost. Camden Smith. O'Connor almost fouled.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're just going to dribble this one out.
Morris Jr. over to Camden Smith. Just 5 seconds left now. And that one is going to do it. Grandview wins 61-48 over the Kearney Bulldogs. Hayden, what were your impressions from that game?
Well, very great game from both teams. Only one can win, and that was Grandview. But, there's tons of great things that I saw from Kearney. The resilience, even when they were down, they were never out. They kept coming back, and that's something they're definitely going to need in the playoffs. And then for Grandview, they're just an all-around electric squad. I expect huge things from them, and Taj Manning leading the group. That's a great superstar to have.
I think I would have really liked it if that second quarter comeback had just worked out a little bit more. Grandview wins 61-48.
Grandview's going to improve
that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching.